Frank. So I'm glad that you were able to make today's session. I know we've talked in the past about some uh, inappropriate comments that you made in group, and I know you had spoken with some other staff members here, and just kind of wanted to see how you're coming along with uh, the process of uh, uh, kind of reflecting on what's been shared so far in your um, sessions, and kind of like what are you what are you wanting to get out of today's session?
So I think really what I need to know first too is what comments you think are inappropriate that I'm saying because I don't really think that what I'm saying is inappropriate.
So I understand that the last time we talked, you expressed to me that the comments that you did mention were part of who you were, and I want to respect you as an individual first and foremost. But I also want you to, think about how your comments have impacted others around you. And the comments that I'm talking about specifically are um, the ones that were sexually suggestive, that were not appropriate for a group atmosphere.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like whenever I say those things, it's just how I feel and isn't that what we're supposed to say while we're here? I just don't really see a reason to have to change that about me. I mean, if people don't like it, then maybe they should be saying something to me and then I could say something back to them. But if I'm also like saying things that are sexual, then maybe they shouldn't be bringing up things that I can make sexual.
So what I'm hearing is that you feel like your comments are valid, and that maybe you would rather hear the opinions of your group mates, and kind of hear their feedback, and um, maybe that may be more beneficial than talking with me one on one. Is that kind of an approach that you're thinking, or?
I mean, yeah, it could be, but I mean, I don't know. Um, I'm sure that I'm disappointing people. That's something that I've always had all my life. I've always just been a disappointment for everyone, so I don't know.
So I know we all have feelings, and sometimes our feelings can make us feel less than. But I also want to kind of shed some light on the fact that you are here today and you're talking about this and you're processing it, and so you should validate your efforts to um, bettering yourself. And so, what are some things that you can say to yourself that would counteract those thoughts of, you know, how maybe those comments hold you back, or how you let your past hold you back by feeling those comments, I guess I would say.
I don't know. Maybe that's something that you could help me with because I know that I'm unsure about my past. I'm uncertain about my future. I've just always, like I said, been a disappointment. And clearly I'm here for my drug abuse. And it's going to have to be an act of God for me to get sober and stay sober. And I just don't know if I even want to because then I have to deal with the reality. So I don't know. Maybe you could help me think of something that I could tell myself every day to try and help me get through this stuff.
Well, you can remember that you just told me that you want me to help you think of some things that you could say to yourself that to help you know give you momentum and push you forward. And so I think that's a step in moving forward. And I think that that uh, takes a lot of awareness that like, hey, maybe I don't have all the answers, and maybe I can um, ask for help. And that's a really big part of recovery, is asking for help. And I think you demonstrated that just within the last couple seconds. So um, you can definitely tell yourself that like I'm contemplating change. And that's one of the steps to recovery is is to think that like maybe that just because I have things in my past that have held me back. They I do uh, have people in my life that can help me change. And so maybe you can utilize those people to help you as you move forward in this process. And I would be glad to help you as we can, as the time that you are here. And I know you're here for a short bit of time, and I really want to kind of impress upon you, that you are important as an individual, and that your life and your recovery matters not just to myself, but to everybody whose path you do your paths cross. And so I want you to reflect on that. That no matter who you come into contact with, um, you matter to them in some form or fashion. Was
Wow.
that helpful?
Yeah, that made me feel really good because I've not always heard those things. Like that it's okay to ask questions and that I'm pretty much just worthy of other people's time and that I mean things to them. That makes me feel good. I've not always heard those things. Like I said, my family growing up, they never really said that stuff. I always felt like a disappointment. My siblings, they always got the good grades and I didn't. So that's whenever I turned to the drugs because I'd just start partying. And I never wanted to ask for help then. I mean, not even in my classes because I just felt like an idiot whenever I wasn't getting it. So hearing those things after all this time, that's really nice to hear. I've not really ever heard that. So thank you for that. And that like helps me feel a little bit better and makes me feel like, oh, maybe I can do this. Even though like I don't have a family, I don't have a partner to lean on, but knowing that I can lean on the people here, that's helpful. And it does make me want to like not have the mindset that I do.
So that's a lot of pressure that you would put on yourself right at this point. It shows that you have really good insight about your past and everything. But I also want you to kind of take it like not try to uh, uh, like take on too much. Like give yourself enough time to process each validation. Like you talked about the feeling that you're important to other people, not necessarily because you don't have family or some significant other, but that you do matter, and those feelings do count. And so give yourself enough time to basically really um, uh, uh, adjust to those feelings. So you give yourself time to really hold on to and make it stick. Does that make sense? Like the not to not to just so like don't like um think it and then like dismiss it within a couple minutes, because that's so easy to do, especially given addiction and alcoholism and pornography, and when you don't have that support, it's easy to say that hey, we can change, and then give yourself enough time for those feelings of importance to stick and stay and hold on to those and give yourself enough time to process that. Do you think that's something you may be able to challenge yourself to do?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Okay. Um, so moving forward, um, we can definitely continue to address kind of like um, what the end goal as you start to finish your time here at the recovery center, and uh, we can definitely set up more sessions and continue to process this. And um, but I want you to always remember that um, that is there's time for healing, and you've went from sharing that, like, you wanted to hear from your group members what they thought about your comments were, and then you also brought into the fact that, like, hey, I should be able to say this stuff because that's how I feel, and I shouldn't change who I am. And I don't want you to change who you are at all. I want you to be authentic, and I want you to be genuine, and I want you to be inviting to other people, because that's just part of um, you know uh, having that support and receiving that help from other people is that's something you can carry with you. And so um, you reflected on your past and your academics, and then you talked about your substance abuse and lack of support and from other people, and those can all be reasons to keep moving forward and to push yourself, and because you have experienced that, and you can definitely uh, take those and use them as your strengths. Does that make sense? And the reason why you can use those as your strengths is because those are challenging times, and when we overcome challenges, then we're able to come out stronger. It's like when you go to the gym and you push yourself, it's like you come out and you feel stronger. And so I want you to remember that, when you are done here at the treatment center, that you're going to walk away stronger, and it's okay to still have all those feelings, and they can be a part of you. But just remember to always give yourself time um, um, uh, for those good thoughts and those good feelings to stick, and for you to believe those things. So, what's that? Do you have any other? So moving forward, we can um, definitely process more about um, what you want to. Um, uh, uh, know, like, what else you want to uncover about how you feel and stuff, and we can continue. But I just know that um, you know we can only cover so much ground, and then we'll have to definitely set you up with, if you would like, an outside provider so you can continue processing kind of what we've been discussing. Does that sound something like you're okay to do?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, I've done a lot of talking. Is there anything you would like to share?
No, I don't think so. Whenever I came in here to talk to you, I was feeling pretty down about everything and just kind of irritated. Um, but you really helped me feel a little bit better with talking about it, and I'll definitely keep these things in mind whenever we go back into the group setting and try to be more mindful of everything that I say.
So again, I want you to be mindful, but I also want you to express yourself as well. Okay. because, we did talk about you making the inappropriate comments, and 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 they weren't appropriate for group, but um, you know, um, again, I just want you to um, just don't change too much about yourself, right? I don't,
Yeah.
we don't want to lose the person you are, because you're the only one of you and you are important. So I hope you hear that more times than just from me. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right. Well, that concludes this session. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.